that sounds impossible. It is impossible. But if you shake those little guys, they'll tell you how it works. Looks like this. Looks like you tie your hands in it. That doesn't look like that at all. Looks like this. Looks like you tie your hands in a knot. And when you untie your hands, you have a knot in the middle of the rope. It's impossible, but not as impressive as when my grandfather would put one hand behind his back, shake the rope, and then a knot would appear in the street. When I was 11 years old, I learned the European version. European magicians put their hand near the center of the rope. Chip, you stay there till you learn it. Nope, sometimes they do that in Europe. They fail at it the first time just to make it look more difficult the second time. World War I, World War II. Is it too soon for that joke? Do it like this. Not as impressive as the American version made famous by my grandfather, who put one hand behind his back. You guys aren't buying any of this, are you? All right, for those of you that never saw my grandfather do the world's fastest man. Oh, wait, I forgot this. 2 weeks ago, I learned one called the Robin Hood knot. Oh, there. Okay, for those of you that never saw my grandfather do the world's fastest magic knot, I will recreate it for you. My grandfather taught me a lot of things. He taught me about life. He taught me about women. He said, Lanny, that's me. He said, Lanny, when it comes to women, be glad every man likes something different. Otherwise, they'd all be after your grandma. Kind of left me with a visual I did not want to carry through life. He used to tell hunting stories. He said, one time I was carrying my rifle through the woods. This bear came out from behind a tree. Pooped my pants. I said, Grandpa, I would have too. He said, no, just now, when it went, I always like to watch the sign language guy do that one. What's the sign for poop your pants? The last thing he ever taught me was the secret to the world's fastest magic knot. It looks something like this. I'll do it again for the rest of you that forgot to applaud the first time you saw the world's fastest magic knot. I was telling you about Magic Island. Now, I said that for 14 years, Magic hasn't, they haven't had a magic venue here in Houston until in December I opened one. It's a theater where we have magic shows. It's called the Magic Show Theater. You can find it online at the Magic Show, well, not the, magicshowtheater.com. No D, just magicshowtheater.com. We are located at Highway 6 in Bel Air. We are one of the best kept secrets in Houston, and I hope that this is going to fix that. All right, here we go. So, we are going to give these out. I have a booth downstairs where we're giving them out, and we're going to give them out at the back of the theater later. It's a discount for tickets and address of the thing. But if you come by our booth and sign up for our thing, we'll give you 2 tickets. We'll send you 2 tickets to the show. All right? All right. Now, more magic. Enough for the commercial. Friends, if I might divert your attention for a moment, I'd like to show you the oldest swindle known to man, first performed at the base of the pyramids by Philistine slaves under the watchful eye of the pharaohs, and smuggled into this country the villages of the vessels of the Spanish Main by Portuguese sailors who were summarily executed for revealing this dark and dankest of all secrets. So I'd like to start each performance with a moment of silence for those who gave their lives. Amen. It's called the 3-card monte, or the Cyborg shuffle. You may have seen it in the street corners of New York or in the carnival midways, the Midwest. That's where I saw it when I was a kid. A man between 2 tents said, "Psst, son, come over here." I said, "Psst, okay," and I went over there. He He said, let's play this game with 3 cards. His cards weren't this big, but I was smaller then. That's how I remember it. Each card had a spot on the face. First card had a red spot. Second card was also a red spot. But the third card was a blue spot. He said, the blue card, you got a card, money card, you want to follow each other, find a blue card, you give me $1, don't find a blue card, you give me $1. I said, what? He said, well, place it on the bottom for a bunch. It's a whole lot better if it's face down. All right, here we go. Place it on the bottom for $1. Where's the blue card? I said, the bottom. He said, no, son, you owe me $1. I said, wait a minute, you didn't really put it on the bottom. It's still the top card. He said, no, son, you owe me $1. I said, well, it's got to be the middle card. He said, no, son, you owe me $1. I said, well, you took the blue one out. He said, no, son, you owe me $1. He said, you have a blue card on the bottom. I know the top one's red. He said, no, son, you owe me $1. He said, the middle one's red. He said, no, son, you owe me $1. I said, $7 I'm out here. Well, I said, you must be using more than 3 cards. 1, 2, 3, you owe me $1. That's $7. I was out. He said, we'll play one hand, double or nothing. You can win your money back. I said, I just lost 7 times in a row. He said, I'll show you 2 of the cards. 1 red, 1 blue. All you have to do to win your money back is name the color of the other red card. I said, blue. He said, no, son, you owe me $14. Thank you. I asked my grandfather about the guy in the carnival. He said, never play games with strangers. Then he got out his own cards. Didn't know that about my grandfather, but he had his own game. His game was a little different. He'd ask me which cards face up. Now, if I got that right, I got $1. I could spend it any way I wanted to. If I got it wrong, I was family. He wouldn't take my money. I just had to go mow his yard. He had the best kept yard in town. I thought it was the 8. He'd say no. 5, and I'd go mow the yard. Next week I'd come back and say, you can't fool me with that one, Grandpa. I know it's going to be the 5. He'd say, no, it's the ace. And I'd go mow the yard again. Then I figured it out. He was cheating me. He's just going through a stage. I'll make it easy for you. Which cards face up right now? Well, that's easy. King of clubs. He said, nope, they're all face up. And I had to go mow the yard again. Just remember that misdirection thing? This doesn't happen unless you have somebody come running out from the side. I figured it out, though. I looked at my grandfather's cards, and sure enough, he was cheating me. He was using marked cards. In the back of the 8, it's marked. You can tell that was the 8. Didn't know what I did while I came out, but I switched these cards. See? There's the 8. I know if you have the right glasses, you can see it. But there's the king, the ace, the 5, the 8. If you see anybody with these cards, don't bet any money. You know you're being cheated. Kind of a public service announcement for the evening. All right, we'll put that away. All right, thank you. Thank you. And now it's time for fairy tale theater. Once upon a time, there lived a boy named Jack. Fine young lad, strong and able, with one fatal flaw: impatience. You remember what it's like to be young. He could never keep his mind on his schoolwork, his chores at home. He was always daydreaming about his life to come. One day, while walking through the forest, Jack fell asleep under an old oak tree. When he woke up, he saw a gypsy wagon parked nearby, and an old woman gave him a golden thread. She said, this is the thread of your life. Anytime you find yourself dissatisfied with where you're at, just break a piece off. You'll find yourself someplace new. Well, it didn't take Jack long to figure out what to do with the thread. The next day at school, he got tired of his schoolwork. He broke off some of the thread. A bell rang. He found himself at the end of the day. He got tired of school altogether, broke off some more of the thread, found himself at graduation. He fell in love with the girl of his dreams, couldn't wait to be married, broke off some more of the thread. Found himself on his wedding day. Couldn't wait for the birth of his first child, broke off some more threads. When the kids were sick, he couldn't wait for them to get well, he would break the thread. Couldn't wait for the kids to grow up and be out of the house altogether, broke off some more of the thread. He soon found himself very close to the end of his life, with nothing to show but broken dreams and memories, hoping that somehow he could put those broken pieces of his life back together again. Well, he knew he better do something quick. He was on his deathbed. With his last breath, he made a wish and closed his eyes. When he opened his eyes, he found himself under an old oak tree as a young boy with a golden thread he never broke again all the rest of his days. Alright, that's a fairy tale theater, and now it's time for Poetry Corner. I'll tell you a story using card, rhyme, and wit, composed by myself, and that is no shocker. Didn't quite rhyme, but we got kids. Story you'll find of two girls and a guy, a soap opera of sorts. Now let's find out why. The first two of three were husband and wife, king and a queen for most of their life. Now he called her Edith, and she called him Stan. Yes, Edith was queen, and Stan was her man. Now the king, he could smile, but Edith could not, for it was child that they wanted, but could not be gotten. Well, the king was quite virile, potent, well-made. It was the queen who was sterile, you see, she was fake. It gets worse. King yearned a son, someone to carry his name. Soon it was Edith, he started to blame. The fighting, the yelling, Edith could take it no more. She called Stan a bum and his mistress a creep. See, she knew about Kate, a pretty young lass, with the face of a queen and a firm, shapely nose. It was Kate that Stan lusted, but still loved his queen. A threesome they became, with King Stan in between. The King Stan Trio, they came to be known. I told you it got worse. When a king with two queens would be rocking the throne, you see lust and greed don't mix well with fate. And soon it was Edith that lusted for Kate. Getting good now, huh? Two queens in love soon sent Stan away. But the king would return, he wanted to play. They refused him quick, sent him back outside the walls. And should he return, they would cut off his bald head. The king was pursued. The kids are getting these jokes, it's not my fault. King yearned a son. Boy, I went back about a mile, didn't I? Okay. King would return, much to Edith's delight. What would the king stand? Or, wait a minute. There's the king. The king would return, much to the... I'm completely lost. Okay, let's go back. King would return, much to Edith's delight. But not so King Stan did not. Okay, blah, 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 blah. So what is the moral, the lesson we learn of Stan, Kate, Edith, and the tables they turn? I told it to Stan, now I tell it to you. You can't have your cake, and Edith too. Hey, all right. Well, our judges are still making up their minds, so let's get a volunteer up here on the stage. Now, I'd like to, well, I got some stuff I'd like to use a kid for. Maybe we can use a kid. There's a kid, all right. I don't know what that was, but come on up, kid. Get over here. Give him a round of applause. Stand over here. What's your name? Noah. Stand over here in front of the box. Face the audience. Say, face the audience. Never turn your back on the audience. That's how they got President Lincoln. Too soon again? Is that what? Too soon? Can't tell a joke after 100 years. When can you tell it? All right, here we go. We're gonna get you a magic hat. I got a hat in here. We weren't gonna do this, but I got. Oh, I'll get it. This is a make your own hat cake. All right, here we go. Got it. All right, hold on to that noise. There we go. Let it fly away. Oh yeah, I forgot to tie it in a knot. Don't, we'll get it later, Don't approach the edge of the stage. You might own a facility. All right, come here. Right there on the trap door. Stand over here. Good. All right. You know how to swim, right? Good. Get water. The reason that flew away is we forgot to tie it in a knot. Same reason a doctor ties a knot in a baby's belly button. A national epidemic. Belly button slip knots. Ask a nurse. All right, I'll take it. One person. Another one over there. You're getting them later. All right, try it in. All right, first, you measure your head. Make sure it's the right side. That's the magic hat, and up here, the magic antenna. There we go. Has to be forced into position. All right, here we go. Now, we're gonna decorate it with some beautiful fashion accessories. Beautiful fashion. I left the beautiful ones at home. He's gonna tie these in a tight knot. K-N-O-T, knot. I say knot because I don't know how to say knot. No, with the magician's assistant, give him a round of applause. Cosplay. I have no idea what I'm gonna do from here. Wait a minute, I was in here a minute ago. Got one of those. That's right, I started the trick I don't know how to finish. All right, here we go. Nope, we're gonna do it. I found it. Aha! Use this. We're gonna do the Vanishing handkerchief trick. Hold your hand. Hold it in a tight fist, but the very top corner, using your right hand, hold it high above your head like that. No, we gotta hold this first. High in the air, high in the high. Sorry, you look like the Statue of Liberty. Except your flame. Except your flame is drooping. I need a magic box. Here it is, the expensive magic box. I know it looks like an old popcorn box, but that's just because it's an old popcorn box. Very important that everyone knows the box is empty. No, is it empty? Yes, it's empty. Is there anything inside? No. Don't trust me. Nothing in there. Nothing in there. Don't sneak up on me, Noah. All right, we're gonna put the handkerchief inside the box. And all of these hundreds of people are gonna say the magic words abracadabra. Practice. Abracadabra. So they all say it together. You're gonna count to three. When he counts to three, everybody's gonna say abracadabra. Ready? Count to three. 1, 2, 3. Notice it was international. Wave your hand over the lips. And now the handkerchief has completely vanished. That's the easy part. The hard part is to make it come back again. Right in your hand. All of these people are saying, wait a minute. We paid to get in here. We'll do it again for you skeptics. Count 3 now. 1, 2, back in the States all of a sudden, all right? Wave your hand over the button. Now, the handkerchief's gone. I'll prove it's gone. Yep, it's gone. Fall out. Must be gone. Fall out the bottom. Must be gone. It's gone. What? It is gone. Where'd it go? It's up your sleeve? Is it in your shoes? No, it must be in your hat. Yeah, it is hat the whole time. Give him a big round of applause. Alright, now you get a couple of things. You get to keep the balloon hat. It's cosplay. You get the big money. I always pay my assistants big money. That's me when I was young and beautiful. Right, I was never young. Alright, here we go. Got the secrets of 4 different magic tricks you learned. And here's the discount card for the theater. Give him a big round of applause. And he got a backstreet seat. Alright. I'll teach you how to do another magic trick. The giant domino of death. Not dangerous or scary, it's just bigger than normal. Alright. Okay, it's scary.
Genius. Yet again, man.
I'll do this real quick. How did you do that? 2 minutes. Okay, here we go. It's got 1 on this side, 2 on that side, 3 on that side, 4 on that side. That's it. 1 on that side, 2 on that side, 3 on that side, 4 on that side. You can go home, make one of these out of cardboard, poster board, construction paper, spot there in the center. Secret, it has an extra spot over here. No. Hold it like this, it looks like a number 1. You hold it over here, it looks like a number 3. Now, people, when they're playing cards, dominoes, they don't count the spots. That takes too long. They look at the shapes. So our brains say 1 here, 1 here, 1 here means it's a 3. Even if your hand's there, it's a 3. On this side, it's got 2 spots and an extra spot over here. It's really got 3. You hold it here, it looks like it's a number 2. Hold it here, it looks like a number 4. Once again, we only see 3 spots, but the brain is filling in the missing number because our minds say 1 in each corner is a number 4. So you show it to them like this. You know how it works, but your brain's going to tell you to switch it. Watch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty weird, huh? You go home, you make one of these, you practice it in front of a mirror, very important. You hold it here, it looks like a number 1. You hold it here, it looks like a number 3. You hold it up there, and figure it out right away. Do that. Keep your fingers together, because if you open your fingers, you're going to see there's not really a spot over here, and it doesn't look like a 4 at all. Hold it over here, it's a 4. Like this, it looks like a 3. Hold it over there, okay, it's a 3. It's a 4, and then 4, and then 3. Maybe you can go home and figure out where that extra spot came from. Maybe you can tell me where the hole comes from. Never did figure that part out. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy your evening. Be in the back with some of the postcards to give to anybody that wants to come out to the theater. And we hope to see each and every one of you again. Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Commander Kimmy, Steampunk Magic. Give it up. Thank you for entertaining us, everybody. Thank you guys. You guys have been very patient. Are you ready to hear who won this amazing competition? Let's bring out the judges. Judges, are you ready?